What's up, Dragon Brood? Today we're going some green lighting today just to try to match the deck we're playing. I don't know, maybe we'll make that a thing where we change the lights to match whatever the deck is. I don't know. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. But we do have another Golgari list today because y'all seem to not get enough of those. And truthfully, that's kind of where all the elves live currently in Standard 2022. And I hadn't built an elf deck yet, so I figured now is as good a time as any, right? When else are we going to do it? So we put one together and we're actually going to have a good time here today. And I think it's going to play out a bit differently than you think. We also made a couple of changes from what you normally see in Standard, but we're going to give it a go and see if it holds up. So let's go take a look at that Golgari elf list. Okay, so we did get a couple of additions here from this. Let me make a quick lighting adjustment here so things aren't so awkward. There we go. So we did make a couple of adjustments here from what you normally see in Standard. We did get a few cards from Forgotten Realms that actually do really play a part here. So we're going to start with that right at the top with Vorpal's Sword. What we like about Vorpal's Sword is, one, it is just 2 power, and that's awesome. It gives something death touch. So when we have small creatures, you know, a 1 power or even a token, we can make it a threat to block something, which is a big deal, especially when we're playing against, say, like mono green, when they're coming through with big like 4/4s or 6/6s. Really gives you a way to battle that, which is really nice. Jaspera Sentinel, because pretty much anything where you are trying to ramp or go fast, you probably want Jaspera Sentinel right now. Skimfar Avenger. I debated on how many of these I was going to play, but I said, you know what, we're just going to go ahead and play 4. Worst case scenario, it's a 3 power blocker. It just dies. It doesn't cost us any life. We don't get any cards. The upside is, if you're playing against something that's a bit slower, and maybe they're playing Blood on the Snow, well, then you lose your other 3 or 4 creatures, but then you also reload your hand for the cost of like 4 life. So there's really not much of a reason to forgo playing this card. So definitely playing 4 of those. Elvish War Master. Sure. Like, it's a win condition by itself sometimes too, just being able to pay the 7. Jujuru Paragon. This is where it starts to get kind of tough, where I wasn't sure how many I wanted of each of these cards, so I just kind of made my best guess going into it. But I don't mind this at 3 copies, because sometimes you do just want it early as a 3/2 to fight with. But you also would like to still have them enough that you could draw them later and pay the kicker and kind of recover if your board gets swept. So we're going with 3 for that. Realm Walker is going to be out here at just 3 copies, just to kind of help you, again, not run out of fuel. You know, be able to play more elves off the top of your library if you get them, because pretty much every creature in here is an elf, so it's going to make it really easy to hit those. Varus, Silvery Moon Ranger. Now, this is the one that's probably a bit questionable, but what I like about it is it does give us some flexibility that every creature you cast has extra value. It's going to be scry, make a token, draw a card, drain your opponent for 1, make your opponent discard, you know, whatever it is. And I think the other thing about Varus that people forget is that it actually does have reach, and that's the biggest factor here. Now, randomly, you can actually complete the short dungeon and then just get a 2/2 wolf, which is nice, but it's probably not going to happen that often. Then Herald King of Skimfar. This is just finding a way to keep your hand loaded and keep pushing forward. Because we're playing a theme deck and we're playing black, obviously you want to go ahead and play Crippling Fear as a way to kind of sweep the board and leave you with a bunch of stuff. There are some decks that Crippling Fear isn't great against, you know, especially when you're talking about any of the slower stuff, any of the control stuff. But it does have some corner cases, even against, say, stuff like Izzet Dragons or even mono green, I guess, whenever they get bigger creatures. But you can attack into the opponent, like, you know, let them get rid of something, and then you play Crippling Fear after the attack step. So once they've already taken some damage, you can shrink their toughness down. So it's still not worthless, but, you know, enough that we didn't want to play more than a couple copies. This is the card I sweated the most in the list, was Canopy Tactician. I really couldn't decide if I wanted to have 2, 3, or 4. And I think there's an argument for every quantity. You know, whether we want to have just a bunch, so when we're going wide, we can be bigger and go tall. Do we want the mana so we can play multiple things? You know, is it just too much and we don't want to have that many things that cost 4 in the list? So lots of things, but I was like, I wanted at least a couple copies, so we're going to roll with 2 for now. Toski, because if we're able to get a bunch of counters or whatever, just getting cards and keeping our hand loaded is great. Also, there's a lot of people, again, playing stuff like Blood on the Snow and whatever, and Toski survives that. Now, the downside is Toski isn't as good as it was previously because people are playing Flunk, but you kind of have to just take the good with the bad there. 2 copies of Tyvar Kell. This is probably the one spot that I would say is questionable. I feel like we could go 0, or we could go 3, or we can go 2. I don't think I ever want 4 on this type of card because it doesn't do a lot to protect itself. You're just making a 1/1. But sometimes being able to get that mana, activating a War Master is huge. You know, being able to untap something so you have another blocker is nice. So there's a few different things going on there. But generally speaking, it's a fine card. If we wanted to say, like, play more of the Canopy Tacticians or whatever, this is probably the card I would end up cutting. Then we have 2 Binding of the Old Gods. Just a good all-around removal card. Not really much to say about that. Herald Unites the Elves. This lets us get free creatures into play, but also lets us pump our team and possibly lets us end the game, you know, by getting rid of a bunch of blockers. So, all-around good card. Hard not to play this one. Then, the rest of the way here, we've got 4 Swamps, 6 Forest, 3 Lair of the Hydra, 4 Darkboar Pathway, 4 Necrobloom Snarl, and 2 Skimfar Elderharl. And this is the one of the few spots, for people that aren't familiar with Elderhall, it does come into play tapped. But you can use to give something -2/-2 until in the turn, and you do get 2 1/1 tokens. Not great, but enough that we're going to try it out, because, again, against, like, sweepers, against control stuff, like, sometimes just getting 2 or 3 more creatures to just get that little chip damage at the end could be good enough. So we're going to roll with this, see how it is. Y'all know the drill. We're going to play some games at the end of the games. Check me out. We'll talk about this deck list after we have some data, and we'll decide what we would change in this list or how we would update it going forward. And then we'll have a card spotlight for you like usual. Let's go first. This comes into play tap, so yeah, we'll keep this. I have no idea how this is going to work out against the current decks, honestly. Battlefield Raptor. Okay. Guess we just play this. Then we'll play Varus, and then hopefully draw another black mana at some point so we can kill opponent's creatures. Because otherwise, we're going to do a whole lot of nothing. And it's going to suck that we're not going to be able to kill. Of course we drew that land. Man, I almost played this last turn too for that reason. Boy, what do we want to do here? I guess we just do the thing that allows us to get out of trouble in case things go bad, right? Because if it comes down to just our 2 Tajuru Paragons racing a Battlefield Raptor, I guess we're okay. Though they might just, well, Apparition here, get rid of one of our Paragons. That would not surprise me. Nope. Please don't put counters on your Raptor, thanks. Gosh damn it. Opponent is not cooperating. And now it's going to put us in a situation that we can't easily win this race. We can play this at some point in the future that does have reach randomly, so let's keep that in mind. I feel like we kind of have to do this now, or we get too far behind. Not really what I wanted, but we'll see what happens. We still have spot removal for a Battlefield Raptor too, if we can draw one. And like I said, if we just have to chump block, we can. Well, they might be doing some chump blocking. Yeah, might as well attack for 5. I would do it. Okay, so where does this leave us? We can't activate this yet, right? No, it takes 5 other land. They can activate that, and that would be lethal in the air. 5, 6, 7, 8. But we can also do this and block and buy a turn. So let's attack first. See if the opponent wants to block. I assumed not. Now, the reason this works out okay is that if they don't kill it, then we probably win. If they do kill it, well, it's not enough to kill us anyway. So then they're probably on blocking duty. They're checking out Varus, so they're going to see that it does indeed have reach. Which, if they don't attack, that's going to make things a little interesting. Also makes it tough, too, because if they just set up and put counters on their stuff this turn, we don't have a good attack because those first strike. So they could actually put counters on things here and then attack next turn, which would have made a lot of sense. All right. So I think we have to not block here. Because if we end up drawing a removal card, we can still win outright. So no blocks. If not, we lose next turn unless we get another reach creature, which we didn't. So I guess we do this and hope to find a Despair. Like, that's kind of the play. We can have them lose a life, which doesn't help us. We can scry, which doesn't really help us. Actually, I guess the scry would guarantee us, put us in a better spot. We can gain a life, which does matter. Hold on. We're at 3. Well, if that goes up, we're not going to be dead. We can still chump block that, right? So I guess it's still fine. I think I'm just going to scry 1 here. I don't think gaining a life matters that much. So let's do this. Alright, get that off the top. Alright, get the Despair Sentinel. Trying to make stuff happen here. We will attack. Oh no, I didn't mean to attack with the Varus. I meant to attack with the other 2. Oh crap, we might just be dead now. Oh, the opponent's going to block anyway. We got lucky. Wow, okay. Hopefully they don't have a removal card though, still, just the same. If they do, we're dead. Wow, I really meant to leave Varus back and just attack with the other things. I mean, if they have an apparition, we're dead. I mean, I'm ready to give them the GGs. You just got to show me, opponent. Or pass the turn, one or the other. I guess they're waiting for me to say GG's back, but like the game wasn't over. Okay. What are we going to do here? We will keep this, I say, with the most confidence possible. Alright. No turn 1 Despair Sentinels around these parts. I think since we have to just... We don't have to, but because we want to be efficient on our mana, we're going to do this. Then probably follow with Varus and then Skimfar Avenger, I think is going to be the game plan here. I was just thinking I might want to do this and this instead. And then save Varus maybe, but Varus gives us free value. Well, either way, I'm attacking. They're probably just going to block and sack. So, there's that. Oh, they're not even sacking? Okay. So do they desperately want to counter a thing? Alright, let's start here then. Because it's probably Jiraiya's Disruption. You can use it on this if you want to. Let you have the lesser of the things. Yeah, see? Didn't think I knew what was going on, huh? Don't hate that. Sure. All the Dryads. Okay. Why not? I am going to attack. Hey, Daniel. Thanks for liking the stream. For those of you that do, don't forget to also follow the page if you have not yet. That really helps us out here on Facebook. You can trade for all my things if you want. Excellent. I'll take a card and stop all the mana ramp. That sounds great. That sounds fantastic, actually. Sadly, knowing this matchup, that card's probably no good here. Ooh. Ooh. Well, I guess we take this. And end the turn. This is pretty rough for the opponent, because now you know I have this Canopy Tactician, and you're probably going to wait for me to cast it. But I'm going to try to feed you other things, opponent. Let's go with the Varus. You probably don't want me to have that either. This is also good if they have a counter. Oh, it's a divide by 0? Like, sure. That is not nearly as bad as it could have been. Play cards to draw a card? Sounds fine to me. Oh. Quandrix Cultivator, okay. Fair. Ooh, this is fun. And we know the opponent's whole hand now. Can't block that. This costs like 7. Oh, 6. Alright. So you need 7 total lands for that one. You can make Hydra of varying sizes. That's fine. Alright, you get to draw some cards. See if they matter. I'm going to assume at least one of those is a counter spell of some variety. Well, if they ended up getting the big giant, we're going to return all this to our hand at some point. So I think we just attack with Heralds. Just to get more information on what this card's going to be. Quandrix Command. Return a creature and put the... Okay. Cool, cool. Don't hate that. This doesn't seem like they're playing the big giant, though. So, if we believe that to be the case, then let's do this. Okay. Opponent didn't take extra turns. I guess they could save to activate their big land. Maybe. Even if so, they block like a Canopy Tactician, and then we don't really care after that. So what if we tapped 1, 2, 3, 4, because we have plenty of green. Start here. They didn't counter the binding. So are we to assume they just want to block something? Which they can. I mean, they can kill a Canopy Tactician, and we'd probably be okay with that here. Opponent's only at 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If that was their only play. Just trying to decide if I want to leave some amount of mana back to be able to play one of these. And I kind of do. I don't know, man. I think I'm in. I'm in. Let's do it. We're committed. Yeah, you just make your big 7/7. That's cute. Ah, see, there it is. I was wondering if it was over there somewhere. I'm not sure how beneficial that was for the opponent, though. We can... We have 2 bindings in hand now. So I'm wondering if we just try to reload the board here. We would go with something like this. Just spare a Sentinel. And that's it. We will discard, what do we discard? I guess if I'd have looked at my mana differently, I could have played that Lair of the Hydra here. Well, I actually kind of want all these, even the mana later. I guess this, because it's not going to do much in this fight. Now, they could play another Cyclone Summoner here, and that would be annoying. However, the opponent's also on very low life, so they are a little limited on what they can do here. So let's start with a binding. See if they counter. Nope, they're dead. Okay. Doom 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 doom. Doop 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 doop. Alright, we're just gonna do this, cause why not? Welcome all you new faces to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. Please remember to follow the page as well if you're new. But also if you're new, I should let you know that I am PowrDragn and I have a lot of content all over the internet, including a YouTube page and a really active Discord. Sure, let's go ahead and play that. I mean, I'm sure you're just going to kill one of these anyway. Ray of Frost? What's that about? Just locks a thing down? If the creature is red, tap it. As long as the enchanted creature is red, it loses ability. It just doesn't untap otherwise. So we still make tokens. Alright. That's a thing, I guess. Like, if I play this, that only still leaves us 1/2 mana, so that doesn't do it. So let's do this. And attack. Varys, you look like you got a bullet on your head, friend. A big target. Not a bullet. A bullet being in your head wouldn't really do much now, would it? Bullet aimed at your head might. A bullet on your head doesn't do much. Let's see here. Let's put that into play. I don't want to try to play this yet, nor this, because I feel like the opponent's up to something over here. So let's go ahead and try to lead with this first. Yep. We will, let's see, have each player lose a life. Get to put +1/+1s on things. I think we're gonna go here. We're just gonna put the pressure on the opponent. Why not? And just say, like, if you got something, you're gonna have to show us. Dina, you by yourself ain't it, friend. Each player lose a life unless they discard a card. Like a discard a card, sacrifice a creature and an artifact and a land, and we could skip forward. But nah, I'm good. Let's just go with this. I'll decline. We'll just pay the 2 life. I mean, we're going to have blockers for Dina, so I'm not that worried about it. If Dina wants a piece, she's welcome to get some. All right. Dina, what you got? All right. We're going to get 2 dice rolls. 11 and 4. Okay. And, yeah, I was like, what's that? I'm keeping this hand, but I kind of know it comes with risks. And a lot of this is relying on this surviving a turn, which I don't even know that it will. But we're going to try, because what else are we going to do? Please don't kill it. Please don't kill my War Master. Hey, they weren't interested in killing it. Fantastic. Oh, okay. Well, I guess they were. We're going to do this. Hey, thanks for all y'all rolling in here today. We're going to call Elf. See if we get any freebies. Nope, we've just had land or Toskies on top so far. Great. Okay, so what are we trying to do here? I guess we'll put more black men out. Maybe eventually we'll want to use the Vorpal Sword. I'm tempted to go ahead and use the Crippling Fear here for the life gain aspect. And then if they play something big like a dragon next turn or whatever, we can try to play the Binding, I think is what I want to do. I mean, I don't expect we're going to get much more value. I guess it doesn't really... Yeah, I mean, like... Sure? That's... I think that's why I paused. Normally when I see those screens, they have, like, so many things in the drop down, and that was just, like... Choose Shapeshifter. Okay, a Mammoth. How much do we care about a Mammoth, though? I'm not totally sure that we do. Dang it, I was hoping there'd be another playable elf on top. There was not, however. Okay. No attacks. I mean, I don't love that there's a Mammoth, but now that we have the Vorpal Sword, like, we could put something in the way. Just a chump block, maybe. And we're still at 20, so if we take a hit here, it's not the end of the world. Now, if this is accompanied by a big dragon, it's a little bit more of a story to talk about. Oh, interesting. Okay. I don't hate that. I'm just going to take it, though. Oh, how did we only have more lands on top? Oh. Damn. Really? Man. That's the worst. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we have 8 on top. So we have enough to eventually do the Vorpal Sword thing. If we want to. We could also sack this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give that -1 until their turn to make 2 blockers. I don't think we want to do that, though. That's not the market we're in right now. I'm more inclined to do this. Kill that. Which, of course, means the opponent's now going to find the dragon that we've been sitting back waiting for this entire time. And we're going to attack for... you know what? I'm going to attack with this. If they tap out to make a big man land and we can just block and kill it, that's fine. Because then we can try to just go off with the Vorpal Sword next turn. Yeah, boy. Guess we just get a forest because we don't have any other choices. Okay. So what's the play here? I think we just have to Vorpal Sword up so we can equip again and just attack for a bunch. Oh, I don't. Oh, because the other one. What? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm one short still. My math was wrong. I was like, what happened there? All right. Well, this is all we can do. Okay, everybody, here's what we're going to do. We're just going to move this over to here. See what happens. Pass the turn. We now are going to have full Vorpal action, so that's a thing. I don't know what the opponent's hand is here, though. They have pile them. Okay, there's a Magda. Man, we've drawn straight lands since we've played our Realm Walker. It sucks. Especially with this much mana, we could have played 2 or 3 things a turn. Possibly. Okay. So now Magda's just going to have to block a thing or die. Yeah, man, this is like their action every turn now, I guess. Okay. Okay, Ranger class makes a body. Level up is cool. So here we're looking to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, the opponent's just like, F it. Come get it. Why? Why is there more land on top? Ugh. Why? Okay, well, now that we have enough land, the opponent has a blocker. We can't actually do everything we want to do, so we're going to go ahead and sacrifice this Skimfar Hall. Give that minuses so we get something out of the way. We're going to attack. This doesn't have trample, so we're not worried about that. So I think we're going to go ahead and just do this. Yeah, all right. Okay, finally. Woo. Okay there. And sorry you felt ignored there, Michael. That was more of me just being focused trying to get the mana counts right, because I was actually pretty close at the end there. Like, I was trying to make sure I didn't leave myself in a bad situation. So, I mean, we're winning with this, but man, these games are tighter than I want them to be. And I don't know if that's just a result of the format or if it's a matter of my build not being good enough. It's really hard to tell. Or just me making mistakes, because I know that happened at least once that last game. Yeah, we'll keep this. There's no reason to throw this back at all. All right. I don't think I want to necessarily play a Skimfar Avenger here yet. So let's play this. And get the Vorpal Sword out there. Then let the opponent do what they're going to do here. And I guess I can play this next turn, tap those in a land, put the Vorpal Sword on that. Okay, let's put this on green. Equip up this duder. Tap that. I mean, it's 5, so yeah. Okay. I mean, if we get to trade in chunks of 5, I'm okay with that. Though our situation is still a bit precarious here. The opponent's going to be able to start playing some really big things. And if they're able to play like an Orcus on the next turn or two, it could be really bad for us. Okay, they're cracking their mana at least, so we don't have to worry about Orcus for a couple turns. At least not one that's going to give everything minuses. Sure, you can steal my duder. You can make a 3/2. Which is still relevant for the opponent. I mean, as silly as that looks, it still is a reasonable play. Oh. Oh. How now, brown cow? What are we going to do with this? Giving a counter doesn't do anything here, so let's go ahead and just attack. You have a new drinking game. Sure, what's up? Alright, so we get to kill 2 things. We get a card. We lose a life. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, we'd get the 3/2 back. I guess if I was considering the fact they might block there, I could have just moved the Vorpal Sword over to the Jaspera Sentinel, and I could have attacked with an additional creature, which would have probably been smarter. That seems like an awkward play. Like, sure, you kept me from getting a card, but you didn't kill my biggest thing.
Like the gods of old.
I'm going to see if I can just get to 6 here. I don't think we can, but who knows? We can tap. We're going to tap for black, though. Yeah, not going to be able to do what we want to do. All right, end the turn. I guess I could have tapped Jaspera Sentinel, then untap that, and then played a Paragon. But this is probably better, because then we can play the Paragon and go search for something. Oh, no, yeah, y'all would be done. If you, every time I say deuter, y'all take a drink, oh, y'all would be done in about 20 minutes. Like, that's hardly a drinking game. You don't even have to pay attention for that. Just assume that if you're sipping your drink about in intervals of about 45 seconds to a minute, you'll be close to accurate. Okay. Well, this is a whole thing, isn't it? We could almost just start paying for the Vorpal sword. For real. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Almost. Not quite, but almost. Let's go ahead and pay for this. Actually, you know what? Cancel that. Let's attack first. Don't give the opponent any extra information they don't need. If they want to try to kill this, let them try to kill it. Not attacking because they could, I don't know, random flash thing or something. I don't know. Oh, that's annoying. Definitely didn't see that coming. Guess I should have done some stuff pre-combat, huh? Alright. Now we'll pay kicker on this. I guess we'll pay kicker on another one later. Just keep trying to find the next best thing. Yeah, this is not a great situation to be in. It's not awful, but it's not good either. And the opponent still has 15 life, which is pretty bad for us. Ooh, definitely bad now. We get one shot to trade with that dude, and that's about it. I don't have anything to sacrifice. So we kind of get the choice of put the Vorpal Sword on Sentinel and we can get in for 6. Or we can attack with Paragon to just get in for 3. Then play Tyverkel, but we don't really get to do anything because they'll just attack and kill it. So I guess our plan here is just attack. Play another one of these. I think this is the beginning of the end for us, y'all. This is not looking great, to say the least. This is whenever we cast a creature or planeswalker. What are the odds? We get Skimfar Avenger, if something that... we're going to get this. We're just going to see if it works out. I don't know if it's going to. I think we're in trouble. Because we're having to punch past an Immersturm Predator and the Faceless Haven is not a good combo for us. Yep. I mean, I guess the good news is we can race-ish, depending on what's in the opponent's hand. Varus and Jaspera Sentinel can both block. They have reach, so if the situation comes, we can do that. Ah, dang it. I was afraid of them having an Orcus. Well, we are on very few outs then. I don't know what we've got ahead of us. Yeah, I think we're just dead. Yeah. We don't have much going on there. But yeah, people genuinely believe that. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but I kind of am that people actually believe that. We'll keep this. But yeah, it's wild stuff people believe. And then when I sent them the links to some of my streams, or even my videos, then they were like, oh, well, that's because you're a streamer. And I'm like, what? Like, you can't both believe that Wizards is so bad at making software, but at the same time, they're so good that they can know when somebody is streaming and change the things to... Like, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Like, people will convince themselves of nearly anything. Uh-oh. Alright. Well, now we need to find some mana. I guess I'm going to attack for 1, because that's all I can do here. It's not a lot, but it's something. Technically. Yeah, it's exactly it. Like some days you just go on a crazy run, and other days you're just gonna struggle. Sometimes it's RNG, sometimes it's matchups, sometimes you just make mistakes, you're not having a good day, you know. Alright. I guess technically you could mess up and activate this as a 0/0. Oh, X can't be 0, so you can't cost yourself a land. That's kind of nice. Portable holes. Sure. Alright, well, I hope you're holding on to a spell to counter something. Ah, well, that's unfortunate. I really don't want to use this on that, but I feel like I kind of have to. No, I don't really. We could do this. Alright, what's the opponent want to do here? Got pounded by mono red and getting board wiped playing aggro. Yeah, that's a tough day when that happens. Alright, we're going to lead with this. Since this can't be countered. And we're going to attack. Not even using the mana. Just saying, okay. Alright, opponent did not want to give us cards. I guess now we're going to see a Doomscar. Which is still going to result in us getting a card. No Doomscar. I guess they really want to counter stuff. I mean, for the record, I'm not going to give them many quality things to counter. I'm probably going to wait, because, I mean, they could Doomscar, then counter next turn. So, I mean, we could try to give them a Tyberkel, then use this to get rid of one of those. I might just run out of Varus, though, honestly. That might be enough to encourage them to do something. Alright. We will go with this. Sure, we'll end that. Oh, they're just going to draw cards. Okay, then. Okay, opponent. Yeah, there's the Doomscar. That's not a surprise. Doomscar. That was to be expected. Okay, so let's see. If we try to Binding, and then that fails, the only thing we do is play Jaspera Sentinel then, right? So let's attack first, because that's not going to really change anything. Okay, let's go ahead and try Herald. Because this is like, alright, this gets countered, we don't really care. Sure. Like, that's kind of expected. And then we put that in. And then we pass. So I assume the opponent's just trying to deal with Toski at the moment. Okay, that's going to be annoying, but looks like we're going to be able to get through this Binding. So that's good news. Binding with a bunch of untapped lands, even. So let's do this. Get rid of that elixir, because that's annoying. And then, I think I want to keep going, keep pressure up doing what we're doing. So let's go ahead and activate this for 1. And we're just going to get in there and get some cards here. All right. Not bad, not bad. I'm feeling pretty good, not gonna lie. Feeling pretty good. What do we want to do here? Opponent's at 13. I think here we decide to play Herald. So we get some extra information here. Well, we only got a Despair Sentinel, so that's not the best thing. We'll go ahead and play this while we can. And I'm going to go ahead and plus something we're attacking with here. Let's put it on, can't put it on Toski. So, here we go. All right. I feel confident doing this. If they do have another sweeper, we don't feel bad with this scenario. We can play these out next turn and be fine. All right, opponent. Cosmos Elixir. Sure. Can we deal 12 is the question. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we absolutely can. Put a +1 on you, I guess. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I only have to do this for 4. We'll even do it for 5, just to be on the safe side. And then we'll attack. All right. Okay, I'm going to say, color me impressed. This actually played better than I thought it was going to. I actually thought I was going to struggle a lot more in some situations. And honestly, with a little creativity, we're able to get out of the hole at a couple of times I wasn't really expecting us to. So I don't know how I feel about the deck. I still think it might be slightly underpowered compared to some other things, but at the same time, it held its own. So like, what do I know? If you want to play elves, maybe this is just what you should do. Go for it. Now, what I would replace, like I said, I wasn't that excited with Tyvarkel, so I probably would go ahead, cut at least one to play an additional Canopy Tactician, and I think an argument could even be made to take out the other Tyvarkel to possibly play another, maybe Binding of the Old Gods. Though, if we were to move this to regular standard in the future, I would still want to play Tyvarkel because I think it is something that's good against the slower control decks, but no, otherwise, even if you left the list as is, obviously it played fine, so maybe we don't need to mess with it too much. Now, for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about one that people may not know about called Mage Slayer. And this card's actually pretty cool because really it's a commander card, but when your creature attacks that's equipped, it actually gets to deal its damage to target player or to defending player equal to its power. So it almost like doubles the power of the creature when it's attacking. It's kind of a weird card, but it actually is really, really powerful. And it kind of means that you don't even really have to connect with your creature, right? So even if it gets chump block, well, it triggers whenever you attack. So get damage through regardless, which is huge if you're playing other, like myself, playing big creatures in something like a Rift deck, then it's pretty fantastic. So something to think about if you're just looking for those times where maybe your opponents have too many creatures, especially right now with everybody playing squirrel decks. You know? This is a way to still guarantee you connect. So anyway, just one of those things I thought I'd give you a little heads up on if you didn't know the card existed. Now, don't forget, if you want today's deck list, it will be down in the description below, like always. And we have links to our Discord, to our Twitch streams, to our Facebook stuff, to just all kinds of things. So check out those links, come by, say hello, be part of the community. I would love it and welcome you. And don't forget, if you haven't, because I gotta ask, you've watched the video, you've gotten to this point, you've probably watched other videos. If you haven't yet, why not? Let me know down in the comments why. But please, like, subscribe, notify. That's awesome and helps me out so very much. It really does. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.